From the studios of WFAN, this is Mike's on Francesa on the Fan on this Tuesday, the 19th day of the month of September. Kind of a changeable day here as we're influenced by one storm while another one brews in the Caribbean. So, I mean, it's never-ending hurricanes all the time as we go through this hurricane season. And also, it's one bit of trouble after another as we start this football season. We knew one team was going to suffer early season losses that were ugly. We didn't know both were. And right now, the Giants, it can't get much uglier after what was just a putrid, just embarrassing Monday night. If I have to look one more time at a close-up of the coach with his slick back hair, okay, which I like less and less every time I look at it, and see him look like he has no idea what the heck is going on as they make another frown while his team continues to just drop balls and make mistakes and whiff on blocks. I mean, listen, this goes from the general manager right through the assistant coaches. They had a problem on the offensive line. They didn't address the problem correctly from a personnel standpoint, neither in free agency or the draft. They have not dealt with it from a head coaching standpoint. They have not dealt with it from a coordinator standpoint. They have not dealt with it from a position standpoint. And now they have a colossal mess. They took their best guy, who was the only guy on that line who was playing in the last 2 years to anything close to a Pro Bowl level, and that was your left guard in Pugh, and had to slide him out to the right tackle spot last night because after a sack, Hart gets hurt. So now you got him out there, which moves Brent Jones over and creates a dreadful left side because you got a guard who's weak, and now you got a tackle next to him who has no idea what he's doing and has regressed to the point where it is just an utter embarrassment. They gave up 5 sacks last night, folks, and that team didn't even think of blitzing. That team didn't even have to think of blitzing. Half the time, they didn't even have to rush 4. I mean, it was embarrassing what they were doing last night. And, I mean, one of them was on Eli, where he just held the ball way too long. And Eli had a bad game, I thought, for him last night. Sure, he put plenty of balls where they could have been caught. We know that we saw drop after drop. We saw some good passes that he made. We saw some plays where he actually amazingly got out of harm's way and got the ball out. A couple of them just unbelievably. Once took such a face-to-face hit that was just unbelievable. It's amazing at 36 he still gets up from these, but he does. He took a couple of terrible ones last night. But 5 sacks, 0 from the running game. 0 again at the point of attack. And you have to blame everybody on that offense. Where do you blame Eli? You blame Eli down on the goal line where he can't get the playoff. You blame Eli after the turnover that they get, that he throws the ball behind the tight end who gets a hand on it and then gives the ball right back to the Lions. You got Eli who, again, made some other judgment plays that weren't right. He also made some very good plays and some very good throws. You go to the offensive line where, what can you say right now? I mean, to the point of how you fix this now injured and inept offensive line, forget it. You have to basically be right now. I think before this season disintegrates, you have to be basically scouring the rosters of the poor teams in this league and see if you can do anything to make a trade. And I'm never a proponent of in-season trades, but if they don't make a trade and give up a draft pick to get a reasonable body in here that can play tackle, they are not going to fix this offensive line problems this year. It's not going to get fixed. It's getting worse. You can't keep doing it with these guys. They got to take Flowers off that left tackle spot, but who are you going to put? They going to put Pugh there now? Then who are you going to put at right tackle? You already got him now playing out of position. You put Brent Jones in at left guard. What does he do on first and goal? He gets a holding call. First and goal. Finally, a semblance of order. They're about to score and punch it in, make it 17-14. Holding call, first and goal. And I'll tell you, the delay of game bailed out what I thought was an overreaction to the fans by the head coach. He had no right going for that touchdown there. This team can't get anything at the goal line, can't get anything in short yardage. They were going to he's got saved there by getting the field goal. The field goal was the right play. He overreacted to the fans on that one. That was a bad decision before it happened. He got lucky. Because they would have been turning the ball over there to the other team again. Them on short yardage, why would you like anything they can do on short yardage? They can't block it and they can't protect their quarterback. Beckham went out and tried. He played 33 snaps. He clearly wasn't himself. But here's the thing. They doubled him. I saw a couple of times where they actually tripled him. They shaded a linebacker. They had a safety over the top, and they were covering him, and the other guys can't get open. Why? Number one, because they're dropping so many people back because they don't have to worry about rushing extra people, so they got so many people back covering, number one. Number two, these guys can't be one-on-one. Brandon Marshall, where are you? What is going on? You used to be good. You can't get open, and when you do, you drop it. Ingram caught a touchdown pass. Then he had another one. You got to catch that other pass. Took that away, take the hit, and score 6. That ball was on his hands. It was perfectly thrown. That's a touchdown. It can't be a drop. Everything for this team's a drop. Going back to the Green Bay last year, this team drops so many balls. It is unbelievable. So you can't block, you can't run, now you can't catch. Soon we'll include can't coach when it comes to the offense because this offense stinks. It reeks. And it has been going on way too long. And here's the one problem, folks. Detroit doesn't have a big pass rush. Wait till you get a team that does. And wait till you get him in a noisy building. They'll have Eli in a body bag. 2 weeks in, 3 of the next 4 on the road, and they don't look like they have any idea. And let's be honest, the defense hasn't looked that good. What was Eli Apple doing on that touchdown play? He had perfect position. He looked the other way. It looked like he might have been looking at the screen. I'm going to think he wasn't. I don't know for sure. But he sure wasn't looking for the ball. And he let the guy get inside position, go up at the top and catch the ball. He was in position to intercept that ball. And he turned it into a nightmare play. Listen, the defense hasn't been bad, but the defense is built to be a lot better than that. It's built to be good. And it gave up too many running plays. It let an elusive quarterback get away too many times. And it gave up plays in the secondary. I understand it wasn't at full strength. But boy, remember, everybody had high hopes for this team. Now, not everybody picked them. Some people went crazy. But listen, no matter who you were, you thought this was a team that was going to compete to win a division and go to the playoffs. We all thought that. The defense is there. You have a quarterback that's won before. You have a veteran quarterback who can win. You have wide receivers. You just had to figure out some way to block this thing. And they haven't figured that out. And to me, all right, listen, they gave up a special teams touchdown. It happens. And it was a little bit of a fluky play. He outkicked the coverage. There's slippage. The guy misses a tackle. And then it can happen. I'm not going to go crazy on that one. It can happen. You don't want it to happen, especially at that point of the game. It breaks the game wide open, but it can happen. They haven't been that bad in that area where you got to go crazy. But the inadequacies in this offense, the ineptitude on that offensive line, and basically just the give up on that offensive line is so bad right now that it just takes away any order. This team has not had a good offensive day now Forever. You can't even remember the last time this team had a good offensive game. And you just can't wait around for Beckham to do it. It's got to be more than just him. And I know, all right, you're happy to see the tight end get down the field. Fine, the tight end can get down the field. He can catch the ball most of the time. They can't block anybody. And as they get ready to go on the road the next 2 weeks to Philly and Tampa, which means 0-4 is staring them right in the face, which can't happen. Can you come back from 0-2? Yes. It's not easy, but you can. Can you come back from 0-3? Borderline. 0-4, you're not making the playoffs. You're not making the playoffs at 0-4. Now, they're a long way from 0-4, but tell me how this gets fixed. You have a veteran quarterback, but he is immobile. He has got to be protected. You can look at this thing right now. You can't tell me you can keep sending Flowers out there and allowing this to happen. And the idea, well, we'll just give him some help. No, you can't always give him help. He's playing left tackle in the NFL. He's going to have to block somebody. But the words of Gruden are the same words that somebody in personnel texted me last night. The Giants are the only team who thought Flowers was a left tackle. No one else did. Gruden uttered the same words last night, almost as I was having those texted to me by somebody in the league. Only the Giants thought this guy was a left tackle. Well, they've learned he's not. So the first thing today, flip-flop him and Pugh. I know Pugh doesn't want to play tackle. I understand he's a Pro Bowl player or that caliber at guard. But right now you have, unless you think that you can live with Wheeler and Fluker. And I'm willing to see anybody right now. I'm willing to see Wheeler. I'm willing to see Fluker. I'm willing to see Pugh. I can't look at Flowers again. Put Flowers at right tackle and see if you can salvage his career. I'd say put him at right guard right now, but if you put him at right guard, who's going to play right tackle if you move Pugh to left tackle? If Hart's hurt. Right now, the only answers you have on this roster are Wheeler and Fluker if Hart's hurt. That line is awful, and there's just not a lot there. They should forget scouring the waiver wire. They need to go knock on the door of some, or pick up the phone to some teams that are just down and out this year. And you know who they are. They're the same teams like the Giants who are already 0-2. And see, and listen, I'm not asking for Joe Thomas. I'm not crazy. I'm not playing pie in the sky here. But they need to see if they can, I don't care what it costs. If you want to salvage this season, you will bring another body in here. Somebody who's capable. Because if you don't, I don't think there's enough answers here. They haven't been happy with Fluker. If Wheeler was any good, he would have already beaten Flowers out. Pugh really isn't a tackle. He's a guard. He did all right at right tackle last night. I'm going to ask him to come over and do the big assignment unless there's some other answer. I'm willing to look at Wheeler right now. But you know why? Because he can't be worse. They cannot wait to shake this up. They have to shake it up now. You can't keep sending the same guys out in the same positions and having this happen game after game. Every single game this year, every time you have turned on a Giant game this year, preseason, regular season, within 2 plays, Eli has been flattened. That can't happen every game. I mean, completely steamrolled. It cannot continue. Otherwise, this season will be gone before you snap your fingers. So mess up your hair and figure something out.